Yo guy, what's up? So welcome to weekly trade review. Okay, so we took some trades within the week. Some of them hit take profit, some of them hit surplus and all that. So we start from crypto, then after we go to forex. So crypto this week, okay. Sorry guys, I've deleted most of my charts, so I'll just be showing you guys what I did. This is the current thing I'm looking at for BTC right now. So that's why you are seeing this stuff. So let me put this in full screen mode. Okay, so when the week started, where is Monday? Monday. Okay. On Sunday, while we were doing the analysis, we started from here. Okay, where is my drawing tools? Okay, we started all the way from Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. So let's start from here to here. So this is all the stuff we are going to be looking at. So on Sunday, let's rush down. So we are expecting a sell from here. We took a sell from here. Not that we are expecting a sell from there. We took a sell from here, and obviously market reversed without taking our overall target. Okay, so we are expecting these lows to sweep due to the fact that this guy. Okay, that's when I said this guy is not reacting from any zone. Like this guy is not reacting from any zone, so likely he's not going to hit that overall target. So eventually market has changed bullish. Now me don't see him. Market has changed bullish. Okay, so from there onwards, this trade was a break-even trade. Like normally I would have tipped around here. So this was break-even. That was that. Then market aligned bullish. So first of all, what I was looking at on Monday was simply this. There was a break of structure, okay, confirming that the market is already bullish. So that was the break of structure, and then looking for our model, this was the sweep, and I took this guy as my inducement that broke structure. So you can also take this one as an inducement that broke structure again. So I was expecting that pullback to continue that move to the upside, but then we didn't get that. But it happened to be that market mitigated something inside there, but then my attention wasn't there. All my focus was either this extreme zone. Sorry, was either this extreme zone, or this guy here, So this was what I was looking at for exactly. Yeah. So but market reacted for something here. If you go to the 15 minutes, as I was backtesting, like there was a sweep there that made that guy to hold. Okay, you can see it obviously. It's fucking obvious. So this was the sweep I was looking at. This first guy, and this was all my liquidity. But then my mind wasn't here. There was another sweep here, and this was the liquidity that made this vice to hold. So that happened. I was like, okay, since this guy is holding from here, this is another break of structure, and this is another sweep. Remember, we are not following the trend. The trend is in an uptrend now, so we are following the trend, trying to catch trades. Okay, so since that was the case, and the only possible entry model you can use here is the breaker block. So I marked out my breaker block because there was momentum here. See this momentum here. So that was my breaker block. This guy, that candle there, right? That candle was my breaker block, and I had my entry there, and all this thing here was not liquidity. All these guys here was liquidity. I was just waiting. Some persons was taking sell from here, which I was expecting a sell from there, but my only conviction for the sell was assuming this guy was taken out, then I would have lost shorting from this high to somewhere, then to target inside this my um POI for the bites, but then market did not do this stuff. Okay, so I didn't take the trade. Okay, so now market just tapped us in nicely, yeah. And that was our first trade on BTC. Very nice, very nice. And oh, sorry. So that was our first trade. That was our first trade on BTC. Let me delete that guy. Okay, and my overall target was this liquidity here. That liquidity there. Okay, and that was our first TP. And secondly, again, I was expecting another buy from this guy, but then market did not give me what I want. I was expecting another buy from there, and this guy was supposed to be our liquidity. All of these guys here, all of this guy was meant to be our liquidity. Okay, but then market didn't. Let me go to 30 minutes. I guess it was it. Sorry, I guess it was a 30 minutes breaker block. Because that's one. Yeah, sorry. It was a 30 minutes breaker block. So I was expecting this guy also to tap in, but then it did not happen. And then market keeps pumping up. Okay, market keeps pumping up. Some persons must have taken a buy from here, but then I don't like buying all these guys if I don't see like a clear sweep. So I just don't bother taking trades from there. So that was that on BTC. And then currently now what I'm expecting on BTC is for this guy to switch to sells, like to switch to sell. If you go to on the higher time frame, sorry, daily time, man. Like I will exit this full screen so that the thing will not. Let me exit the full screen. Okay, so on the daily time frame, yeah. So if you look closely, like my overall bias is still sells. Like you can see, market is still bearish. Okay, and all these guys is just liquidity to continue that sells. Okay, so now looking closely on this leg, now focusing on this leg from this high to this overall low here. From that high to that overall low, you see that the market is still bearish. Okay, so this is my last strong high. That guy there I marked out. So I'm expecting a drop from there. And also, if market can also take this guy as a change of character, this high as a change of character. So I'm equally expecting a buy from here. So if you come here and get something very solid to buy from, we start buying from here. Okay, so that's the two things I'm looking at on BTC right now. Let's check for the sales. Yeah, I think this market is already selling. I think the guy is already dropping. But I will just wait. I'll prefer waiting to get a clearer stuff, like for the 1 hour at least, to give me something very, 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 very solid to sell from. Okay, so let's go over to Ethereum. The same thing. Okay, so when the week started off, we had the same trade on Ethereum, those cells. Okay, we had that sell on Ethereum. Yeah, that first sell Ethereum, which took us out on break even. Okay, then Ethereum, I was also expecting sales from this low. If you are conversant with what you are doing, you know that place was a valid place. because we had the sweep. We already had the sweep. Sorry. Okay, we already had the sweep. We already had the sweep. Okay, so here possibly was our liquidity, but then, bro, I don't know. I was expecting a buy from here on BTC, but then Ethereum, like, I didn't just. My mind was just that extreme zone, like, yeah. And see this beautiful trade on Ethereum. See the guy it mitigated. See the guy it mitigated and then started buying off. Okay, so that was the first miss. But then, man, the second trade, came in handy, very very handy. Like, that was the sweep. Okay, remember we are switched from downtrend to uptrend, and that was our break of structure. Very clear. Okay, so we had our buys from here. I took 50% of that guy. Yeah, 50% of that zone, and boom, he just gave us that trade. And he also had a second entry here. He had a second entry here. So overall target was just this, all these liquidities here, all these guys here. Then our second target was when I noticed, okay, market is already bullish and it has taken out something here. It has broken another structure here. Okay, so now I went to my lower time frame and gave us liquidity here. So I was like, since this liquidity is here now, market is likely not coming down like this down. So I went to 15 minutes. Yeah, I went to 15 minutes. So I was like, okay, was it 15 minutes? Sorry, 5 minutes, because I think that was it. So I went to my 5 minutes, and this was the only unmitigated candle I can see here. That is very close to this liquidity, like unmitigated and very close to this liquidity. So I was like, okay, let's go for this candle first. This pin bar, sorry. So I told my guys, let's go for this pin bar first. Then if that pin bar face, am I correct? Yeah. Or was it I can do that I took? Yeah, I told them once that pin bar fails, then I'll be going for the extreme. So I was protecting these lows. Yeah, I was protecting that low. And our target was there. Yeah, our target was there. Yeah, I'm correct. Yeah, our target was there. So that same high. And markets came in very, very handy and then delivered also that second trade. Okay. That second trade. I wasn't interested in any other buys. So I was just holding. I could have been another buy from here, from this guy. But then none of my business. So this was the two trades I took on Ethereum. And then we are also expecting sales. On Ethereum, but then I need to see something. I'm also expecting buys. Like, these two guys are correlating, like BTC and Ethereum. So I'm expecting buys from this guy and also waiting to see that sell coming. Like, if I see a very valid reason to sell, I'm going to sell the fuck out of this market. Okay, so that's that on Ethereum. Then on gold, there was nothing much I had on gold. From last week, I told you guys that if gold is coming to this high, we'll be selling from that high, right? And then I took a sell from here. 50% of that block of that guy. Okay, and was expecting all these lows to go, but then I told my guys, like, we will be breaking even, since this strong low on gold has not been taken out, like was not taken out. Okay, since this low was not taken out, so there is no reason again to sell. This other flow is still bullish, like still fucking bullish. Then what we did, that we now had a buy limit from here, which I was expecting this low. This guy is my liquidity. Let me mark it out first. This guy is my liquidity, and then so that my second break of structure, sorry. And then this guy is my liquidity to to sweep and then continue these buys. So this was what I was waiting for, but then lo and behold, gold just mitigated something else. Let me take out this guy so that this guy quickly. But then gold mitigated something else inside here, this candle, and then bought and left us. So this was what we had on gold. That was what we had on gold. Then moving on to forex pairs, I just run straight to the trades I took. Okay, did I take anything on AUD? No. All I was expecting, sorry. We took trades on AUD. Like, market was bearish, and then I was expecting a buy, a sell from this high, from this first high. Okay, from that first high, I was expecting a sell from that first high, but then market took me out. What am I even doing? Sorry. From that week, market took me out, but then I noticed that I made a mistake. Like, this guy was the sweep. Okay, and here was the break. Are you seeing that this guy is an inducement for that sell? Okay, so it took us out as an inducement, and then boom, sold off. Okay, this was the first loss we had on Ethereum, sorry, on AUD USD. I was like, okay, my bad for not seeing very well. Okay, that was the first loss. Then let me shift this guy. Then let me delete it, in fact. Then when market now took that guy out, I was like, okay, since this guy has been taken out, so this guy is now our protected high, like our protected high. And that week, I took that week as our entry, and market just mitigated nicely and gave us that second trade. Which I was targeting here. Yeah. So give us that second trade on AUD USD. Then when market took this high out, I was like, okay, market has changed character on the 1 hour time frame, so we'll be expecting sells. Sorry, we'll be expecting buys, but then the overall trend, don't forget, the overall trend is still bearish. It's still very, very bearish. So I would like, wow. So I will prefer to sell. Okay, I prefer to sell firstly, then getting here. If I see a reason to buy, I might consider buying, but this will be happening next week. Okay, this will be happening next week, and I think that AUD is already selling. It's already selling. But then we wait for Monday to show us a very clear picture of what the market wants to do. Then we now jump in. Euro USD, same thing. I was setting those sales from here, from this guy. Sorry, it was a 5 minutes, I guess, of that block. Remember, the overall trend was bearish. So since the market was bearish, I was expecting sales, like sales. All our focus was on sales. bearish market, sells. Okay, so I was like, okay, I look, okay, this guy is our sweep. That was what my mind was telling Prosper. This guy was our sweep, and I just protected this high because somehow I was just telling my mind that this guy is the major sweep here and this guy is inducement. That same thing that happened on AUD. So I made that same mistake here. But then I protected this high. This high. Yeah. So I protected that high, this high. But the stop loss was really, really tight. I just took us out and straight to TP. I was like, wow, nice one, nigga, nice one. So that was our first trade on that guy, and that was our only trade, I guess. Yeah, that was our only trade, our first and only trade. Yeah. So that was what we had on EU, and we not take any other trade on EU. So on GBP USD, man, this guy showed me shege. Showed me very good shege. What I can remember here is we took these guys sweep, as our sweep, structural liquidity, then my other block. But then when I saw that Euro USD has already taken out the highs, like his high, I was like, G is likely going to do the same thing since AUD and all those guys have. But then I don't know that I did not delete this order. I not delete the order, and then I just opened my Meta 5 and I saw loss. I was like, almost, so I know later delete this guy. So this was the trade we were expecting, like to continue that sales. We are all selling. But then it is what it is. Okay, so we are still expecting sales on GBP like sales, since we are still bearish. Unless market gives us something else to work with. Maybe something like this comes now and give us an inducement, then we will consider buying. Okay, we consider buying from here. But then the overall trend is just bearish. Like if you go to the daily time frame, it's just obvious that we are selling. So we prefer sales to buys for now. Okay, so that was that. NZD USD, I don't think we did anything here. We didn't take any trades here. I did not take any trade. I was just looking at the guy. No trade opportunity. NZD card, did I take any trade? Nope. I was just waiting for these guys. AD card, I missed a trade here. Why? Because I wasn't focusing well. There was a buy entry here that we missed, that I did not just see. There was a buy entry here. Why? Because we are reacting from a higher time frame POI, so eventually market has switched to buy ASAP. So you could have started buying from here, but I was like, okay, let this guy go first, let this high be taken out first before we consider buying. But then this is the fact, you are already coming from a higher time frame zone and we already had our sweep here and inducement and all that. So this buy was very, very valid. But then I was just hell bent on waiting for this guy to go. Okay, so now all I'm just looking at is for that pullback to continue buying from here. Okay, to continue buying from this lows, because we are now bullish on this guy. Okay, we are now bullish on this guy. So I'm expecting to buy from these lows. That's it. Very simple. Very simple. I'm expecting to buy from these lows. Okay. Then our overall target will be that high. So we just wait and see what market has for us. The same thing AUD card. The same thing AUD card. I was just back testing. Don't mind this you are seeing. I was just back testing this guy, like the reason why we could have bought and where we could have bought from. Okay, I had this zone last week. But since it did not mitigate before breaking this guy again, like I was like, okay, let's go for this zone. Let's go for this zone. Our market mitigated it and then switched the buyers. Okay, and I was like, okay, let's see what the market is going to do from here, and we took a loss here. I ain't gonna lie, it took a loss from there. Okay, it gave us that reaction, but then took it out. Since this guy is the liquidity, like let me mark out this structure so that you see it very well. This guy, okay, yeah, took out that liquidity, broke structure, and if you look at this very well, here is the last low. Like this area now is the last low that took out this liquidity, and you can see that there is no proper sweep if you are looking at it from that angle. And people that we trade double this thing, like relative equal lows or anything, you can see that all these guys was liquidity. Like it was very, very obvious. It's just now that I'm backtesting that I'm seeing that we fucked up, and that was that. Okay, so that was the loss I took here. And then G card, this nigga, I ain't laughing. I took a loss from here. Like I'd not put the trade though, but I marked out the zone. Okay, so since I marked out the zone, I'm taking it as a loss, because so I was like, okay, this is a double break of structure. This is another break of structure. Okay, so here is my inducement or whatever you call it, and there was a very good sweep here, like on the 30 minutes. That guy had the sweep. Are you seeing it? So I was like, okay, let's see, because last week we expected that there was a zone there, there was another block there we expected to mitigate why this break of structure occurred, but it didn't mitigate it. It just swept. It not even sweep the liquidity there and then drop. So I was like, okay, this guy is likely going to still hold, continue our sales, because from the higher time frame perspective, what I was seeing was just sales. Okay, what I was seeing was sales. But then this guy seems to have taken this guy's break of structure, and then here is now the strong low. Okay, to continue that buy. So that I was like, okay, this was what happened eventually, and you can see that it was just coming from that other block, from this other block. So I always say, if your directional bias is not correct, you are likely going to take a loss, no matter how perfect the entry is. You can see that this guy met almost all the criteria. You can even take this guy as the sweep, but then it was a break of structure and not a sweep, and that was why that loss occurred there. Okay, so right now, since that guy is already bullish, so we are waiting for something to work with. Okay, possibly something like this, which might not occur, but then we are bullish now, so we'll be expecting buys, okay, to take out maybe all of these highs or anything. Okay, so that was that on G card. USD card, we are still bullish on USD card. And we are expecting this guy to hold this. Sorry, so this video is not long yet, so we are expecting this guy to hold this low here, to hold, but then it's just a low probability setup, because if you look at this guy very well, you are going to be seeing that this is the sweep and this is the inducement. Okay, so but then this inducement has a structural liquidity within it, so it's just likely going to hold. Okay, but then we just wait and see. So I have my breaker block. So if this zone fails, we are buying from this breaker block to the upper side, to the upside. So that's what I'm expecting here, and this guy is likely going to sweep from what I'm seeing. So we are just waiting and expecting what market is going to do, like waiting for what market is going to do, then we react. Okay, so that's USD card. Now 100, these guys are flying to the upside, like flying. We had a trade from this guy. We took a trade from this low. If you are conversant with what you are doing, you're already seeing the buys. So that was the sweep. Okay, that's our losement, and then yeah, that was our trade. I don't feel, and that was our trade. Yes, that was our trade on this guy. So that PI. So that was the trade we took on. That was the trade we took on. NAS 100. Very simple. Very simple. Very simple. And we are targeting all of these liquidities. Okay. So though we are expecting a sell also from this guy, but then there was no confirmation for the sales. So he just blowed everything up and we did not take any trade from there. So right now, going to the daily time frame, what you are seeing is kind of buy and sell kind of stuff. So but then the daily is still bearish, and me, I'm just looking at this guy, that this guy is coming from a higher time frame. It's coming from the higher time frame and it's very very bullish. So me, I'll prefer seeing buys than this sells. Like this sells is likely not going to hold, because here I'm seeing it as a break of structure. Okay, just that we are now looking at where is this guy reacting from, and what's that zone doing. So where it is reacting from, and you can see that this guy has a sweep, like this zone now has a sweep, and it's just reacting from this candle. I see. So possibly that sales is not going to happen. Like possibly. But then who are we? We are just reacting for whatever the market has for us. So why I'm just looking at that high is due to the fact that it's a daily zone. Okay, it's a daily zone. Just look at it. It's a daily zone. Like this is a strong high on the daily time frame. So our normal market structure, we are expecting that drop from here. Okay, but if you don't get it, know that the buys are already in the market and they take everything out. So I'll just be looking out for buys if the market opens, and if you possibly get a buy from either this guy, because this is a breaker block. There's a breaker block here. There's a breaker block there. Don't mind all these guys. There's a breaker block there. Yeah, there's a breaker block there. Or you can even decide, okay, that's a breaker block there. Yeah. So we'll be taking that breaker block there for that buys. And this is our liquidity. This is our liquidity. So if I'm looking at the buys, this is what I'll be expecting. Okay. So Very simple, very simple. You ain't gonna be stressing ourselves for that. And here is the sweep. So this is making this guy valid. Okay, so this is what you be expecting from this guy, unless it gives us a very nice cell structure. Then we consider selling. We consider selling. But for now, you are just focused on the buys. Okay. So same thing here. Same thing here. But this guy is very, very like this drop was very aggressive. We got the sell from here. The same thing we had there. Let me go to 30 minutes. So I already had my sales here. Okay. My sales are already like in profits. And sorry, my buys, and I was saying sales. My buy is already in profit, but then my overall target was all of this liquidity. Do you get it? All of that liquidity. I think I collected half of that zone. Sorry, yeah, I collected half of that zone. And I was expecting that buys to come in, but then news came in and smashed every guys and smashed everybody. Okay, that was a break-even trade, and then ever since then we have been bullish. So the two SPX 500 and NAS 100 are like kind of correlating. Okay, so what you're expecting there is what you're expecting here, so it's same thing. Okay, this video is already getting long. Like, so GA 500, sorry, GA 40, sorry, I was expecting a sell from this zone and it took me out with ease. Though I didn't enter aggressively, I was waiting for this guy to give me something, to break something, okay, to give me a sell structure, but it did not. And that was how I avoided that loss. Okay, sometimes confirmation is very, very good, and sometimes it's not. It does not matter depending on where you are selling from. So the higher time frame, so you see what I was looking at. So this was what I was looking at. The fact that here is a strong high. Okay, that was the first break. That was the second break. So I was expecting that sell from there, but then it's not. So it's likely reacting from a high time frame zone or something. Okay, so it's not even reacting from anywhere. It's just being stupid. So there is a breaker block above that guy. We try seeing if we can sell from that breaker block. This breaker block here. So if try see if we can short from there. If we get anything nice, or then since the market is bullish, we are already bullish. So we are expecting buys from this guy, from any of these zones, but preferably this first zone here. Okay. So that's what you're expecting on this guy. Then like there was a lot of trades. So same thing, that G40 and G30 are the same thing. So same bias. We also had that zone there, but you not take any trade. US oil, US 30, sorry, and I'm saying US oil. Like we had this zone here. That was a zone there. And we're expecting that drop since we are bearish, and this is a strong high. This is a strong high. So we're expecting that drop from that guy. So but then we need to go with confirmation. Okay, there's some trades you wait for confirmation, and then market gave us that confirmation nicely. See that break? Sorry, did it break? Yeah, it's broke with a week. Yeah, it's broke. So that buys. Now depending on the zone you collect, depending on your zone, on the zone you decide to take, that will depend if you are in this trade or not. So if you took half of it, I did not see this trade on time, so I did not take it, but this was the trade. So if I assume I even saw the trade, I will not be taking it, because I will likely go for this extreme zone or for the half of that zone, and you are seeing that it just dropped. Okay, and I was like, okay, since that is the case, and here is another sweep, we are bearish. Okay, that is another sweep, and here is now our inducement or structural, anything you call it. So I was expecting that sell from here, this other block, and it took me out. that was another loss. So right now we are bullish, like very very bullish. So we are expecting buys. Okay. Then US oil, I was just waiting. I wasn't seeing anything sellable here. If that's a language, I wasn't seeing anything I can sell from here, so I was just waiting up until these guys were taken out. And then this is a current trade you have running. Okay, so these are normal sweep, breaker, block, entry, then liquidity. Okay, so this same thing I'm seeing on NAS 100 and S&P 100, so it's likely going to play out. Okay, so that's that. And then GPY pairs, man, there was a lot of trades I took. GPY pairs like messed with me seriously. I was expecting that guy. Yeah, that was that. Quasimodo reversal, or anything you call it. Yeah, that was the guy I was expecting to buy from. Due to the fact we had this sweep and this was just our liquidity, and market just turned bearish. Like this trade, I was like, we are bearish, but then taking this trade is just risky. And then I just said, anything won't happen, may happen. And I was targeting this guy. Yeah. And then it just took me out, and then boom. But then this taking out, like this guy now, was a change in trend that made this guy bearish to continue that sell. But then I wasn't interested anymore due to the fact that, well, you can see that he just mitigated that breaker block there and dropped. So due to the fact I was looking for buys, that was why I didn't consider selling anymore. I was out and I was my good rest. So that was the drop there, and that was the other trade we missed. Same thing here. Okay, same thing here. The guys were reacting from this breaker block. Okay, and that was the trade. I was expecting that buys here again, and the two of them took me out. I think this one was the 50% I took or something. Okay, and that was it. I was expecting this guy as well. And boom, took me out and reacted from the breaker block and dropped. Okay, so I was expecting that stream to come around and hold, but then there is already liquidity for that breaker block to hold from, which I did not analyze very well. So that was the liquidity for the breaker block to work with. So the trade was supposed to be the sales. So in case you might be asking why the sales. Okay, so are you seeing the sales? So you can take the half of this guy and you can see that drop. Very nice drop. What is happening? Very nice drop. So running trade, you can see, depending on where you're targeting, either here or here, you're already on profit. Okay, so now me go fuck up. I was looking for buys why market was strongly bearish, and I was expecting that guy to come upper side before dropping, which didn't happen. Okay, so that was my bad. I'll keep on telling you guys, if you're against the trend, like you are just gambling, anything you are doing, you are just praying to be lucky. Okay, so that was the trade. This guy is already dropping, like JPY, like USD JPY did not give any of that stuff. It was already dropping, and man, I didn't catch anything here. I'm going to be honest with you, I did not catch anything. So the guy was just dropping massively, so I'm just looking at maybe this guy is likely going to hold, but then this trade is just risky, very risky. It's not advisable because we are already on the discounted zone, right? Discounted zone, so we are supposed to be buying and not selling. Okay, and not selling. So this trade is likely not going to hold. This is my reason for not. So I just have the trade there targeting this overall weekly zone, I guess. Yeah, that weekly zone. to see if that vice is going to come in. But then, yeah, this HFS think I had sales on these guys, very massive sales. Sorry. Okay. So I was expecting sales on these guys. Expecting sales. This guy. He swapped liquidity and I just seen buyers was likely right. Okay. Likely right. But then it just took me out. Okay. It just took me out. But each brothers like in follow mates just respected that zone, as you can see. They are all dropping, so I'm expecting a re-entry to continue that sell. The same thing here. A re-entry to continue that sell. I see. Okay. Yeah, re-entry to continue that sell. So I'm just held bet on the cells. Yes. So to take out that low, our overall target is just here. So we continue selling until market says otherwise. Until says otherwise. So even this guy, we are still looking out for sales. Unless you are considering the fact that this guy took out liquidity here. Okay, daily time frame liquidity and also switched here. But I'll prefer see what the market is going to be doing from here. But then up until that time, just keep it simple. NCD pairs, I'm expecting buys. Sorry. Buys. Okay, so this was my buys, but then let me go to 30 minutes so you can see. I was expecting that 50% tap to the upside. But then this guy gave something that I could have worked with, but then I did not just see it. I don't know why. This was early in the morning, I guess. So that was the break that could have give you the confirmation for the buys. You can see that's already switched. It has mitigated our breaker block and it has already switched. It has already switched to buy. So that was the reason buying from here was not a bad idea. Saying it like boom. Any place you take from there, yeah, just accurate. First target hit, second target this guy. Very simple. Trading is not hard. Now we they make them hard. Very simple. Okay, very simple. So that's that. Then you can decide to look for re-entries here. Can decide to take that breaker block there. Yeah, can decide to take that breaker block there. I doubt if market is going to come back here. The market eventually comes here is buying, but then let's just wait and see if market is going to come down to that side. So that was the first. So this is a miss entry. In fact, that was a miss entry. Then same thing on NZD, but then I was just like waiting for this guy because this breaker block here. I don't trust that type of breaker block. Yeah, that was a breaker block there that it mitigated from. Okay, so it was reacting from that breaker block, and that's the liquidity to that breaker block. Okay, so first of all, like there was supposed to be a sell from here, but then I'm the type that if I'm looking for buys, I fuck all sales ideas. I don't want to be seen. I don't want to be seeing your papa. Fuck that sale ideas. Though here was a good point to sell from, but then I was looking for buys. That was why. Because the fact that this guy has been getting something that's had a sweep. I see. It is coming from a higher time frame place. So that sales was perfect. Like very perfect. But then Prosper, the year what? I saw it but I did not take it. So I was just a bit on the buys. So let's just see what happens. Let's see what happens. So I think the same thing happened there. The same thing happened there. They are all coming from a zone, from a higher time frame zone. So that sales was supposed to be handy, but then I did not take it. My AD guys, AD guys, Hero AD, like I have a trade running already. This guy is my sweep, you can see. Anyhow you want to take it. That was a sweep here. It's very obvious. That was a sweep there, all these guys, blah blah blah. Liquidity. And boom. So I was expecting that buy. So like I said, if I'm looking for buys, I don't prefer selling. So that was a sell that was supposed to be taken from here. You can see sell, re-entry. I guess that breaker block, boom, to the downside before the buys. But that's what happens when you trade multiple pairs. Like most of the times you'll be missing entries. So that was the first buy here, and I had my second entry here. My second entry there. So market took out this first high. Took out that, okay, not take out the second high, but then for the fact that it is reacting from a high time frame zone, that was why I took this guys my liquidity, and you can see. So I TP'd here. I TP'd around here. So don't mind this guy. So I TP'd around there. So this trade is I'm already out on the trade. Let me show you. I'm already out on the trade, as you can see. So this first one is still holding. Like out the trade there, and then same thing on Hero AUD. So since this guy did not mitigate any guy here, so I was like, okay, let's see what this guy will do from here. But then it has double break of structure, and I was waiting for the buys, and boom, weak, and boom, TP. So same idea here. I was like, okay, this breaker block is what the trade idea. It's writing from a breaker block, and it has switched. It has switched. It switched from here. Okay, it switched from there. See our liquidity and everything, like perfect trade. And that was our breaker block. Sorry, that was our other block. And you can see market just tapped it. See the other block here. Okay, so market tapped it. Like I took the body, but it just tapped it. But then my target was very, very outrageous. That's what I'm just saying. This was the summer target, but then I was kind of very, very bullish on this guy. So, but then it didn't work out. Then break even before this guy again. Okay, so that was all. That was all. Nothing on this guy. This guy is just ranging. It was like to see that he killed this guy, but then it's ranging, and I just left it out. So that's all, guys. This video is already long, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Just if you have question, just tag it on the comment section below, and I will just get to you. Okay, so bye for now. Stop recording.